everyone. I'm going to wait here for a minute because apparently the first one, a lot of people couldn't get in, and which really kind of sucks because now I'm irritated. But hey, but for everyone, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're doing this again. If you are here, please wave to me. Let me know that you are here, so that I can make sure that people are allowed in to see this. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. But I would like to know that you guys are here, and because it tells me that people are watching, and it didn't tell me that like you all needed to let in to see it. So I'm not sure why that was happening. Um, it just shows me that people are there. So if you guys can chat, say anything, let me know if you are in. That would be helpful before I go into this whole thing again, because this is a lot of fun. I was really excited with this one. And we're going to let the hair down at this point. All right. So, do you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? Because I want to make sure I can switch to a different platform. Go ahead and do this because I wanted to do a little, where is it? Look, I've got a little QR code that like can get people into the thing. So that will be fun. So again, if you can see this, please let me know. It has, let's see. Let me type over here. Okay, so for the last half hour, I was talking about our holiday challenge. So let's go ahead and recap what we already went over. And I'll delete the other video, or I'll figure something out. Figure out if this stuff is all working. It does tell me that there are people here. I don't see any messages at the same time. I would like to know that you guys are in here. If you guys are having problems, I need to know that, because YouTube is telling me there are people here and there are people watching. So if there's a problem, I need to know. But we are 10 days into the 14-day challenge. We did the Halloween, and that was because we like Halloween. And also that's the first holiday that's coming up. However, with over 200 authors, they picked different holidays. Get everyone to just do one thing because, I mean, that's just fun as it is. Let's see if anyone over here has said anything. Okay. But the concept of this whole thing was to pick a genre, pick the tropes, and write the entire first draft in 14 days. AI is doing the heavy lifting for us. It's not us doing it. It's not. We are using AI as our partner. We are using AI as ever writing. So please, if you here. We're using it as our brainstorming partner. We're doing a lot of different things with it, and some people are writing by hand, some people are writing by, well, some people are using AI to write, some people are typing it, some people are dictating it. I dictate a lot of ideas, but that's the beauty of this. You don't need to do it for everything. This isn't a push a button, and at the end of the day, you have a whole day. You're gonna have a whole book, and it's just going to be published, ready, boom, whatever. That's, I think, a lot of people think it's happening out there, and it's a lot, a lot of the hatred that's out there is coming from that. So I'm trying to go back and figure out where that people are here. They are. If you are in the challenge, this is your victory lap. This is so exciting. If you're watching from the sidelines, stick around and see what the 10 day actual drafting looks like, what people have done, what people have come up with, um, how it's worked for them. So everything within here is actually in AI writing is AAF for authors over on school. The QR code takes you there. There's a link in the description, all of that wonderful stuff. I try to make it as easy as possible to get you there. But I'd love to have you. It's a free trial. And then beyond that, it's only $5 a month is the entrance fee. Got a lot of the scammers, DMV, no reason to tell you whatever. So the inside of there is a 14-day. Yay! We have people that made it. It's actually there. It's actually working. Thank you, Angie. But inside of school, there is a classroom, and I'm going to figure out how to share this one from here. Let's see. Let's share. Oops, share screen. I understand. And yeah, this is the one I want to share. All right, so we're going to work with this. Oh, this is fun. Okay, so I can move that around and everything. So we've done a lot of different things here, right? This is actually going to be evergreen. In other words, what that means is that after this, you can actually keep it over and over and over again. It's absolutely free to do. You just have to be a member of the group. Any of the challenges that I do, they are, again, free to join. So again, we started this because people were having problems getting into YouTube. Don't ask me. Told me people were here. Don't know. But what we have here is we have day 0. We had over 200 people check in for day 0. Was just download your tracker. Say hi. We didn't even have to do anything really. It was just, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is the concept. I'm ready, and let's get started. Inside here, there's also a holiday trips cheat sheet. So we have people who have done a little bit of everything. This is not all Hallmark. This is not all one thing. This is not please write a romance. We have people that are writing romance. We have people that are writing serial killers. We have people that are writing horror. And that does not mean that it's just Halloween horror. We also have cozy horror being written. We have Christmas horror being written. We have Christmas thrillers being written. The concept is just to have the holiday be a part of the book. That can be a background, that it happens in that season. That can be anything like that. So that was the whole concept. And what I've done here is I've given you guys a sheet that kind of helps guide along for romance, for cozy mystery. We have a few of those too. And look, it's not just the regular ones here. No, it's right there. There. I don't think I could get any closer. So that might be an internet issue that I don't know. I don't have any way to fix that because it's my mic is right here. And I literally can't get any closer to it. I wish I could. But you can pick any of the holidays. You can do any of this stuff. And it can be Christmas, it can be Halloween, it can be New Year's Eve. You guys get the concept, right? You get the idea. And people have chosen a little bit of everything. And some people have mixed and matched. Like I said, someone did a cozy horror. Okay, you know, that's awesome. I don't know what a cozy horror is, but we're going to go with it because we like this sort of thing. So we don't like to do the same thing. As a bonus, what I dropped in was an outline builder. Oops, click that one. Outline Builder is a Claude plugin. It also works with chat. Every single one of the plugins that I have work with um, chat in some way, shape, or form, and chat will be nice enough to bring it over for you if you want to play both of them. Quite a few do. Because believe it or not, I think in chat I've been having a lot of fun, and my usage is definitely not going down, even though it's doing a hell of a lot of lifting for me. But what it's doing with any type of holiday book is you want to have some sort of integrity system that it wants to work with, that the holiday is part of the story, that it's not just thrown in as a background image. That was the concept of doing this whole thing. So we've done that. We started out with pick your genre. We have that's and there's prompts in here too if you guys don't want to use plugins. That's absolutely fine. I'm a brainstormer. I talk back and forth to chat. I come up with ideas at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's what I end up using. Um, Nail your concept. This is, I think that we had over 58 people bring up this one on Nail Your Concept on day 2, which is picking the genre, picking everything, tropes, and all of that wonderful stuff, and blending it together to come. Then we built our characters. Characters, you kind of need to have those if you're doing a story. So we went ahead and we built those. Then we plotted, because you kind of have to have a plot with a story, and it depends on how you want to do it. Now, I don't force people into any type of framework. That's on you. I don't even know what framework I use. I just know the path that I want things to take. I actually don't know if it is one of these things, but whatever. I'm sure that in a lot of them, they do have to meet if there's a romantic arc, you know, and they have to. I don't always do a happily ever after or happy for now, but whatever. Day 5 was a big day with writing the chapter outline of where you want the story to go from step 1 to step whatever, from chapter 1 to chapter whatever you ended up making it. That's what we did. Now, these days are guidelines. And that's one of the things that I really want to bring up, because that was a lot. You know, a lot of people are like 14 days. I'm writing a 30, 40 chapter book. Well, I'm not going to force you into 14 days. And I also know people took breaks. Some people said other things. So it was very different. Every person is different. They are working at their own speed. This is just a way to help you stay active. And the whole reason behind any type of challenge is not, oh my gosh, I have to rush to the finish. I have to rush to the finish. No, it's not. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for something to do every day that moves your story forward. Or for this particular concept, and once you guys get to know me, I come at this whole thing from a business aspect. So the concept is not just writing a book, which is a wonderful thing. It's people who write books amaze me constantly. I'm always still in shock after a couple of years of doing this, that people actually read the books that I write, because I think the ideas in my head sometimes are really kind of off there. Um, but the concept is if you do something a little bit each day, it builds up. And guess what we want to do? I don't know if you want to do this, but I do. I like to make money versus, well, not because, well, or because, yeah, because I like to spend it. Plain and simple, I like to spend money. So since I like to spend money, I'm going to move this thing over here. Here we go. That way it's off the screen. So I like to spend money. And so since I like to spend money on stuff, I like to make money. And I want everyone else to do the same. So the people that are coming into the group that are $5, and that's what they're paying, they're just as important to me as the people that are paying the $97 a month for VIP and the premium in the middle. No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts or whatever. You're in a community to build. You're in the community that wants to money and learn how to do this and learn how to do it efficiently without burning out. And that's a lot of what we do. And so a lot of people have been doing a lot of different things and doing this a lot of different ways, which makes life a lot of fun. So here we are. So I have notes. So the authors who finish a 14-day challenge are almost never the fastest typists. They're the ones who didn't have to stop and figure out the story while writing it. So I know that there's a lot of pantsers in here, and I don't understand that whole concept because I need to know what happens at the end of the book. But there are some people that can do this and they can do it quickly. But it's a lot faster for most people if they have a plan in place. And that's how I teach, because that is what works for me. Does it work for everyone? No. Am I going to say, oh my gosh, be here because you don't work the way that I do? No. I know some people that only use AI for brainstorming. I know some people that use it just to build their characters and their world. I know some people that it's honestly just their world Bible. So that's important. Now, the next thing, and this kind of goes into it, steady is what is what gets a full manuscript finished. Sprinting is what gets 3 good chapters, and then you're like, oh my God, do I have to look at the book again? I don't know if anyone else is felt like that, but sometimes I do. I have a lot of things, I have a lot of ideas that I never finish because of that issue. I'm like, yeah, no. So, okay, let me take a pause here how we're doing this and let's do some shout outs here. So we had one person in this challenge who checked in on day 7 with just under 5,000 words and 5 chapters down. Okay. Same person on day 9 was at 24,254 total words past the midpoint. It's roughly $20,000 words in 2 days. Okay. We're hoping, fingers crossed, $20,000. And things are getting intense for the characters. That's a favorite quote from the group. So that's a lot of fun. Now the dog decides to bark. The cat's in the cat wants to come out and the dog doesn't come out. So the day 0 crew, members who showed up even before day 1 started getting excited about this. I released it a little bit early. Tracker copied, AI tool ready, workspace set up, let's go. The energy is there. And what we have inside the community is support. We have, it's not just, you're not just reading, especially one thing about being an author and writing a book is that sometimes it gets a little bit lonely. And that's okay. You know, it's okay for them. Yeah, we have people are stuck and that's okay. You know, but you still move forward. That's the concept is okay, you want to get it right. Work on it until you get it right. And that's why I really dislike the whole thing that, you know, AI is push a button and you're done. And that's so not what it is. You can tell the people who have never done this if that's what they think. And so that sort of thing. Now I'm going to pull this quote. This quote was direct from inside of here. And this, honestly, it spoke to me a lot. I do have, I'm sure, some letters that could be qualified, ADHD, ADD, whatever alphabet someone would like to throw at me. I'm pretty sure that they probably could. I choose not to do that. I know that I do have things going on with that, but that's not, I don't care. But this is what they said. As a dyslexic who ironically enjoys reading, I've dreamed of reading books my entire life. Getting what's in my head onto paper always has been a struggle. AI has helped massively, and the plugins shared here have been invaluable. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this. This is not, oh my gosh, you know, push it, push it. Yeah, undiagnosed and unbothered, yeah, whatever. Um, but that's the whole point of this is we do it in our speed. We do it in our time frame. We do all of these things how we want to do them. So if you are in here, and I do see that there, hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone is actually here. Um, if you want to, go ahead and talk what day number you're in. I'd love to see it wherever. And also, what I'm going to do, and how many words you've gotten in. And you know what? It could be 10. Um, it can be whatever you want. Whatever, just drop it in, and that's fine. Um, but let's be honest, okay? We're on day 10, and now all of a sudden our energy starts to drop a little bit, right? We're like, we get a little bit tired with this, and that's okay. We've had people take days off on any type of challenge. The middle days, yeah, we're going to go a little bit slower because we're going at it. And it's no one's failing if you're not doing as well or not the same thing. You can also come in and start at any time. I think I had someone start, what's today, Wednesday? Yeah, they started on Monday because that's when they could start. So it's fine. There are no cut days. You don't need to rush to finish at the same time everyone's doing it. That's, again, the brilliance of this. And that's the fun of it. I mean, I don't want to pressure everyone to, oh my gosh, you got to do it now. No, no one does that kind of negativity in their life. So a finished 40,000 word draft with a messy middle beats a perfect 8,000 word abandoned draft every time. First drafts do not have to be good. It does not need to be perfect. It needs to exist. It needs to be out there. Then you go back and you look at it. So a lot of people, they'll look at, they listen to me, they hear me, we talk about different things, and they hear me say that I do not read the books that I write. Why? Because I build the outline, I build my characters, I have the system, it writes it for me. When there are books that I care about, that I really want out there, that mean something more to me, I actually will read them, edit, go back, read it again, edit, go back, read it again, edit. That's what I do. It's how it's a process that we do. It depends on what we do. I have AI takes my system and edits what I found because I guarantee you that after looking at any of our books for so long, we all see the same thing. I mean, we sit there and we look at it and we're like, oh my gosh. I mean, how many times can I read this? And so it helps that we can ask the AI system. I'm like, I found this twice. Like I found, and this goes into something else about questions that people are asking about repetitive content. Like, what do you do? Well, I use Manuscript Editor Pro. It's a plugin that I designed. There's other ones out there. But what I do is I type in, explicitly, I'll say use Manuscript Editor Pro to look for repetitive content such as this. And I'll even tell it the sentence. And then it will go through and look for it. It does that for me. It has a thing for the number 7. I don't know why. And it seems to be on every system I've tried. It has been with every different whatever. I've used Gemini, I've used Claude's products, I've used Chat's products, I've used random ones, and they all like to throw in the number 7 for some strange odd reason. The number 7 will be in price of something. It will be the day, the date will be the 7th or the 17th, the 27th, all of these things. It will be at 7 o'clock, at 4:17. I don't know why, but it does this constantly. So I have to tell it to vary things. So questions that people have been throwing out there. Now, one of the big ones this week was how do you do it? Do you use different chats for every chapter? Um, is it a new chat per chapter or one continuous chat? I use projects, and inside my project will be the specific chapter. So, not the chapter, but the entire book. If it's a series, it's all in one chat. They've actually made it like even I think just 6 months ago, if you go back in time, they also they had it where you couldn't, it wouldn't continue. Instead, what it does now is it passes your conversation, and as long as it's keeping the documents needed for you, then you don't have to worry about it. And I do. I have it update the docs. I have them write in markdown format, which if you look at the MD at the end of it, um, it's cheaper for it to do it into a markdown, and it will save them in my projects, and then it will come back to them as it goes. And I will do an entire series in one chat under project, and the project will be for each one of my paintings has its own project, whether it's in my chat or whether it's in Claude. That's just how I set it up. It works very well for me. They all also have their own folder inside my Google Drive, so supposedly I'm organized. That's not necessarily true, but it is there. Um, we just discussed about the AI draft repeating itself. So, it's not a drafting problem. This is something that I come back to when I'm editing versus while I'm writing. If it's writing, unless it's writing the same thing over and over again, and that's happened. Um, but I usually don't watch it or read it until after it's already all done. I can't just stop. I'd rather catch one thing wrong once than say, "You've done it again." Um, get going. So another question I've been asked is, why the hell are we writing holiday books now? It's 110 degrees outside. Um, and I heard you heat wave of 80. So, let's do a little bit of math here. Okay, this is the only type of math I like doing occasionally. I don't like doing math. Um, next week on the 27th, our first draft is supposed to be done. Will it be done? It's up to you, but it's no stress on it, right? So now you have all of August and September to edit and create a cover and start to maybe once you have a cover, maybe you wanna do pre-orders for it and start a little bit of marketing. If you want to. That gives you 2 months. And we're doing it because the Halloween season starts in October. And I'm gonna say the holiday season starts in October. Because as soon as people start, and you know me, I'm not a big fan of the pumpkin. Okay, I really don't like pumpkin spice lattes. Um, but as soon as that season hits, what happens? Everyone starts thinking of the holiday season. They start thinking what's coming, what's going on, where's it going? But the thing with holiday books, in comparison to other types of books, holidays repeat themselves. I don't know if you all notice that, but every year a holiday comes back. Yeah. I mean, we have to keep buying gifts. And I have 5 kids and 4 grandkids. I mean, they still apparently want stuff. But guess what happens? The royalties keep coming in every season. And I don't know about you, let's go back to my goal for this whole thing is that I like to spend money, so in order to spend money, I need to make money. And it's weird because I spend money on because retirement and all that stuff, so now I spend it on fun stuff and whatever, and having to upgrade the internet this past, not happy about that, just saying, but had to do it. So now let's go from that. So the question is that came in is, how in depth should we edit this draft? I don't edit until the end. Write it. Unless you have a really serious problem with it, just keep going with the storyline. unless you have a serious like, you notice right away that there's a serious thing, then don't. Get the book out there that's not perfect. Get the draft out there that's not perfect. That's the whole goal of is not to have it not to stress about it, but to sit there and have it be simple. You don't have to have perfection because you have 2 months, and what you're going to do is you're gonna find out that once you start editing it, if it's done, this is why I ended up doing this way. I used to use the system where I would write a paragraph or write a chapter, and I would make sure it all fit a chapter, make it write a chapter, make sure it all fit, and they took a lot longer for me. It took a lot longer in the final editing process because I was editing as it was going, but I wasn't seeing the whole picture, and so once I got the whole picture out on paper, on my screen or whatever, then it worked a lot better for me. Does that make sense? It also let me catch, like, if it repeats itself, guess what? If it repeats once, there's a good chance it's gonna repeat that pattern again somewhere because it liked that pattern. So once you find out that the pattern is changed, the pattern that it likes, you can go through and say with I use Manuscript Editor Pro. You don't have to use it. You can do a basic prompt and just go through and find repetitive content like this. Like, um, X because of Y. It does that a lot. Like, or this is like this. Eyes are like the sky. Eyes blue like the sky. Blah, 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 blah. And he repeats the same pattern over and over and over again. I think someone in the group was talking about it with water. And it's the same thing. So then I'll tell it to look for that pattern. And then it will go through the whole book and it like one of them, it was so funny. It goes through, it said, "Holy crap, there's 70 copies of this pattern in." I'm like, "Well, no kidding." I'm like, "I found 4 in the first chapter," which is the only chapter that I had read to even then, once I saw that many issues with it, I said, "You need to fix this before I continue reading." And then it gave me another copy, and then I could move on from that. So now I had 77 things moved, plus other ones it picked up on that were also repetitive. So it figured out, holy crap, I did a lot of repetitiveness. And again, if you use one, you don't use the other. Okay. So now we're also going to talk about series with this. A holiday world can make a great series. The dog is so he's gonna sit here and talk to me, feed him, but he's just gonna have to wait. So, like, mine is a series. Mine goes from the Halloween to Harvest to Festival of Lights to Christmas to New Year. So it's 5 books in my series, all in one world, all interconnected about the same story. Um, then, you have your translations, and 5 of my top 6 sellers are in translation so far. Germany, I can't speak a word of German. I've mentioned that Amazon has the KDP beta program out there for translation. I am using that right now. I offer a translation plugin. I do suggest that I am using that one at the moment because I want it to go out with using your API key to be able to use different ones for different languages. Which ones are better for different languages right now, believe it or not. There are certain ones that are better for different languages. ScribeChat is another service. I've used ScribeChat and I was quite happy with the service. I didn't get any negative reviews on the translation part of it. But, that's one book turns into 6 books all of a sudden just because you do translations. Now, because again, around the world, everyone is doing this sort of thing. So, here is a quick moment before we go into the final part of this, thing. AI writing for authors is nearly at 1,000 members now. Last week, I typed in got over to 1,000, and, it did go down from cleanup and things like that. But this has been inspiring for me. I never planned on this. I just had story ideas. If some of you have been here since the beginning, I had ideas for the stories, and, that's how I was selling the ideas because I could not write all the ideas that I have in my head. If you know me, I do read over 300, including my own, and so I have a lot of ideas. I come up with some really weird ones too. I never planned on designing over 100 plugins for Claude and Chat. Um, I'm very proud of the fact that we are in this top 100 for tech because this is my bonus on this. There are very few women in that top 100. A lot of it are for marketers who are like, "Oh my god, AI, build your AI $10,000 agency, whatever, $10,000 a month agency." We don't like that, so that is very exciting. We're very different. So waddle on everyone because I'm excited, and if you are viewing this for the first time, a little bit about this for the first time, come on over. You can be one of the members that help push us over to solid over 1,000. Like I said earlier, it is $5 a month. There's a 7-day free trial you can do. Now, this is the exciting part. There's new shit coming. I know. Some of you will notice inside of the group, I'm cleaning up the guest rooms. I'm cleaning it up. I'm making it a little bit new. So it's a lot easier to get into place. There's a free AI author quiz that is live. Um, and now this is one thing I know some of you really come here. That's not helping you. That's not helping you. I don't know where your dinosaurs, I don't know where any of your stuff is. So I can't help you. So hold on one second. Okay, so you guys are finishing your draft on Monday the 27th, and 1 week later on August 3rd, we're dropping something new. We're gonna have another challenge. I know, I'm so excited. So, but let me start with like the fun part of planning this. I've been working on this for a little while, and it's called the author method. Now, let me explain something. I like systems. I talk about systems a lot. Um, so when I started this, it was supposed to be, and my entire working directory. Holy Christmas! Come here. I'm going to put this on your nose in just a second. I know that you want to eat, but you're just going to have to wait a second, okay? Anyone want a dog? He's really, really sweet. Come here. Hold on 1 second, and I will be 2 seconds back. Okay. So no one wanted to take me up on getting the dog, huh? Gosh. All right. So it's called the author season method. Now, what the author season method is it's a planned to be plan it, write it, publish it, repeat. That's it, right? But The thing that I started with, because I like systems, was called the author season system. But then I started going over this and, it would have been the ASS if you used acronyms. And I couldn't get into saying, "How you guys doing in the ass?" So, yeah, you know, it's just I couldn't do that. Yeah, and he's a puppy. He's only a year old, so he's kind of an asshole. He may or may not be a little bit more. So anyway, so the author season method that's coming out on August 3rd, it does start on August 3rd, is Planet. A 7-day rapid release planning challenge. Rapid release does not mean that you have to release a book a week. I want everyone to think about that for a second. It does not mean that. Because that's the first thing that comes to my head whenever I think is that you have to do a book a week. No, whatever you need it to be, okay? But it's planning your um, the draft challenge got you 1 book. Planet will zoom out and get you your season, and I think in terms of orders. Um, so it's going to be the same rhythm that's working right now. 1 focused lesson a day, 1 practical prompt, 1 clear deliverable each day, and that sort of thing. Again, it's free inside the group. You just have to be a part of the group to be in there. It does come with a season workbook, blueprint workbook, and you'll be able to download it starting on August 3rd. So after that, then we build it, then we write it, we publish it, and we read. Again, a lot of this is focus on writing for market because that's what we want to do. We want to write stuff that people pay money for. So it's a wonderful thing, and, that is the next goal. So as we finish, what's left, the road ahead are days 7 through 12, where we're gonna finish the draft. Days 13 and 14, read back and move into the next plan. Again, we only have a first draft. Um, and then we finish as a group on Monday, July 27th. That does not mean that you have to be absolutely finished. The next thing is in 5 days after that. Well, in 5 days, a couple hundred authors will have finished a first draft book that will sell every single holiday season for years. And on August 3rd, we start planning the entire season of books. So that is the next goal. Um, guys, I'd love if you are new here, if you are visiting the page, whatever, I would love to have you in check it out and come on in and see. Again, it's not that we're a good group. We're a really good group of people. We have a really strong group. We're very supportive. We do have a lot of fun with it. So don't get too picky about it. Good. Series make money continuously, and that's the fun. The series, I think, always do very, very well. So, guys, that is it. I'm sorry that the whole first one got kinda goofed up, so I'm glad that I was able to jump on here for putting up with me and the dog, for a little bit, but this is fun, and I will be back next week, and it will be at 2 o'clock, and I'll use the same streaming service so that I do not have to worry about YouTube's where they seem to want to, um, where they seem to want to do that. I will use my own streaming software because it worked a lot better. And I'm so glad that you guys were here. I can move this up so you guys can see my name. I'll figure this out at a point. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys so much, or morning. I know some of you it's morning, and have a wonderful day. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the group.